Okay, I'm not trying to have one of those, ma'am, this is the Wendy's moments, because I know that over here I typically talk about copywriting and marketing tips. But as a mom of a toddler running a $500,000 business with a team, I do get asked fairly regularly what some of my productivity hacks and routines are. So by the end of this video, you will have heard my entire end of day evening routine, so you can snag what you like, leave what you don't, and hopefully use some of them in your own evenings. Hey, if we have not met before, my name is Ashlyn Carter, and I'm a conversion copywriter and brand and launch strategist for creative entrepreneurs. Like I said, I'm typically talking about copywriting over here. But since so many of us have been working from home more, or even with kids in tow as the world changes, I don't know about you, but it's been really easy for me in the past to have the moments of exhaustion at the end of the day where I think, you know what? Okay, this is it. This is just as far as I'm gonna get today. Ugh, I hate that. I'll just stop here feeling. I don't know about you, but I need a punctuation mark to the end of my day, to my evening routine, so I know we're done, we're moving on. Writer Cal Newport has said that this is the moment where in his brain he thinks, shut down complete. All right, if that's how you work best or how you dream of working, then hit the like button, because me too. While you're down there, hit the subscribe button. There's a bell next to it too, and that way you'll be notified when I release the next video, which I do every week. Okay, y'all know around here I talk about working from a place of more rest, less hustle, so I have ever so creatively dubbed this my work to rest, wind down routine. This evening routine's about 4 years in the making. Here's what I do. Number one, I do my R&B time, total estimate about 30 to 45-ish minutes. Okay, so back in my PR agency days, the company founder, Glenn, likened relationship building to R&B music. I love something I heard him say. This was like 10 years ago, but it stuck with me. He said, networking is a task, but relationship building is a commitment. Stuck like glue to me. So this is the time I spend every day on a rhythmic routine that is people and relationship focused. Getting technical, I do have a card for this in Asana, and I have it labeled there as R&B and R&O. That stands for reaching out. And this is kind of weird to talk about, but it's something that's really helped me. So every day of the week, I have a few names mentioned of people that I want to reach out and just say hey to, whether I'm supporting them on social media or texting them or just saying hello, writing a note. Mostly they fall into 3 categories. Number 1, people you've met in the past that you want to keep in touch with. Number 2, following up with people that you've met or interacted with recently. And 3, people you don't know at all but would love to either partner with or work with. Okay, here's a big secret. I have completely booked A-list clients because of this practice. I've also secured partnerships that were my goal. I hope this doesn't sound weird. Really what I'm trying to do here is figure out a digital substitute for something that takes place in like the corporate world and in so many other places naturally. Especially now during COVID. I've got a toddler on my hip and an iPhone in my hand half the time. Happy hours, networking events, stuff like that does not happen. So instead I'm trying to foster that sort of climate here in mom life. If you've ever heard of the Dream 100 exercise, building a list of 100 people that you would love to partner with or work with in your business, this is kind of where the actionable part of that takes place. So taking those names and putting them on your weekly calendar, thinking, I just want to love on her. I want to tell her she's doing a great job. I want to tell her I love her work, that kind of thing. I will say you need to go into this with the attitude that if you never get nothing in return, that's okay. But like I said, it can also help you build relationships through the internet, since we're not exactly going out and having coffee dates. Comment below if you can think of at least one person that you could weekly try to interact with or encourage or tell them that they're doing a great job. I also use this little time slot to clean out as many social media notifications as I can. So that goes for DMs, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, anything like that. And I will say I don't get to them all, and that's okay. Always for me, my family, my real life away from my business comes first. So I'm gonna set a clock for this and get to as many as I can. Sometimes that means that there are many that go unanswered. Next, I do my inbox and Slack sweep. Time on this, again, about 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, especially lately, I try to spend no more than 1 hour a day inboxing. And again, this does mean that I can't get to them all. Couple of things here. I do route all the newsletters that I'm getting into one folder, so I'm not talking about those. And then Rachel on my team, who actually used to be my college roommate, fun fact, but Rachel is pulling out anything that she needs me on and putting those into my folder. So when I say I'm checking my emails, that's the folder that I'm checking. We have tons of templates. I've created videos and resources about that in the past that can help with all of that. But usually these emails are not a template response because it's something personally that I need to answer. Again, because I'm against the clock on this does mean that every day I can't get to them all. I just chip away at the mountain. I used to call this in my evening routine hitting inbox zero. I don't call it that anymore because I don't hit inbox zero every day. with everything that's been going on, but I'm setting the timer. I'm doing as much as I can in that time frame. By the way, my friend Shay posted some incredible encouragement that has to do with this sort of thing recently. I'll put it right here so you can hit pause and read it. It was wonderful. Real quick, let me turn the camera around and show you how you can set up in Gmail an easy automation so you can have all your newsletter type emails just go to one folder. I'm gonna use my hand gestures. Personal inbox, not my business one, just because I wanted to protect some of the information that's in there. But let's just say that this is an email that has come through, which it has. It's from our vet, actually. So what I want to do is to move this so it is always tagged as a newsletter from this organization. And there's great tools like Unroll Me, but specifically for my business, I want to read all of those business emails like in how they actually happen. So this is what I do in my business inbox. So what I'm going to do is come up here and click labels, and I'm going to click create new, and I'm going to say newsletters, and I don't want to hide it under anything, so I'm going to hit create. Okay. So the next thing that I want to do to make sure that this always goes, so I want all of these emails, anytime an email comes from the Village Vets, I want it to file into a newsletters folder. So let me show you how to do that. What we'll do is open up this email again, and again, it is tagged. And what I want to do is come up here to these three dots, and I'm going to say filter messages like these. So anytime that it already pulls it's like, look at all these emails, they send a lot. I'm going to click create filter. And then I'm going to come down here and hit apply the label, and then open this up, and I want to click newsletters. So once I hit create filter, anytime that I have an email like this come through, it's going to automatically push it into this newsletters folder. So see, there it is already to go. And that's how you can set up all of your emails that are a certain type if you want them to autofill. So you just have the responsibility of going in and clearing out emails that are actually emails, especially if you've got someone in your team that pulls them for you. That's how you can do that. Number 3, I track my time. Takes about 3 minutes. Here, I'm just scribbling down what I've worked on. I go through periods in the year where I drill down a little bit more and try to figure out where is all my time going. If you're inside the Art of Efficiency, you know about that whole process, but really just day in and day out, I'm jotting down quickly what I did in a day. I've done videos in the past where I go into more tech tools that you can use to track your time, but if you're just looking for a sheet printable, which is what I use, then look down below and you can grab that for free. Number 4, probably the most important thing is this. It's my end of day edit scorecard, and this takes about 5 minutes. Also, scorecard sounds really fancy. I really just scribble down these things that I'm about to take you through in the bottom of that page in my planner each day. First, I score myself on focus, energy, sustenance, and social. Scale of 1 to 10, I jot down how I would score myself each day on those 4 things. How was my focus? How was my energy? Did I actually eat good things? And was I social? Did I talk to people? This is the moment of the day I usually have that light bulb moment where I realize, oh my gosh, when I eat healthier foods and drink water during the day, I tend to be a little bit more productive than if I just drink coffee and LaCroix. The next thing I do here is go through all the tasks that I did that day and just quickly draw either 1, 2, 3, or 4 dollar signs next to them based on how valuable that task was to my business. So if you've ever found yourself doing little tasks in your business that you think, oh my gosh, like this is not worth my time, this is not moving the needle, and then you compare that to the things that you do in your business that can skyrocket the strategy or these huge client projects that bring in the big bucks, this kind of activity can help you differentiate between those two and especially see how much of your time is going towards either ends of the spectrum. By the way, these first 2 little things are ideas that I got from Todd Herman. Just wanted to make clear these are not things that came out of my own brain. Next, on the end of day edit scorecard, I write down my number 1 big win of the day. This is the one big thing I did that day. Usually I'm just circling it in my planner, the thing that is really going to help me make measurable progress towards my big 3 that week. And lastly, I scribble down my biggest challenge of the day. I'll be honest, this can be a little therapeutic to get it out of your system here, but I make sure that next to it, I at least have some idea of something I can do to change it or fix that. And it usually tends to be a personal problem that I can fix. Okay, before I move on, I want to tell you why I do this and specifically why I just go ahead and keep it on the pages of my planner. So once a week on Sundays, once a month towards the end of the month, and once a quarter, I'm actually going through and looking at what happened and trying to figure out how I can move more on track towards my goals. And I am the most forgetful person ever. So if I can't go back and actually see like what was good? What was a win that happened? What challenges did I have that I can probably try to fix or alleviate in the future? I cannot come up with those off the top of my head. So instead, if I'm actually able to flip through my planner really fast and see them, it sparks that moment where I realize what was good, what was bad, and what needs to change. Next, I do a super quick brain dump of anything that's lingering in my head. Takes 1 minute. Podcasts I've heard about, brilliant ideas of copywriting templates I can create, the fact that the dogs need their heartworm medication reordered. Now, I do teach inside my Art of Efficiency program that you need to have a place to put all these kinds of things, but if you've never done that before, let me tell you about this quick trick that I do. I use a blank page in my PowerSheets goal setting planner. It's the planner that I have beside me all day anyway. There's a blank page and I just jot those things down there. So when I'm working through the day and I think of things off the top of my head that have nothing to do with what I'm actually doing at the time, I just scribble it down there real quick. So usually brain dumping doesn't take me long because all day, if I've had these random thoughts about things I need to do, gifts I need to order, thank you notes I need to write, all the things, I just jot them down. They're out of my head. I'll deal with it later. And lastly, I guesstimate my big 3 for tomorrow. Time, 1 minute. What are the 3 things I have to do tomorrow to keep moving along and chugging on my weekly big 3 and my monthly goals? Now, I'm gonna spend some time in the morning when I actually have my rest to work, wind up routine, actually figuring out how I'm gonna do those things during the day. But all that I'm doing the night before is just saying, okay, you know what? Didn't get to this stuff. This has to get done tomorrow for me to keep moving and grooving. Every routine that I have in my business and my life has got to be able to ebb and flow and expand and contract, not only because my family has grown, my business has grown, but also I'm a creative person and I get bored easily. So I like frameworks that I can work within and kind of change things up on the fly. So this is a framework, but I would say by and large, day to day to day, it does look a little bit different. Sometimes I want to be a little bit more freer and journal through some of these, and other days I just want to get in and get out. What I also like about this routine is, especially with this pandemic going on and my days being cut shorter, or some days I just have to be a nap time warrior, this is the kind of thing that I can get to and spend an hour after my little one has gone to bed, pour a glass of wine, and plow through it then. That said, as a bonus, I did want to show you my actual evening routine, like the things that I do when I'm off the clock, non-work related. So here is a quick snapshot of that. My biggest suggestion for creative small business owners or working from home moms as you're crafting these routines is to come up with your dream idea list. Like ideally, what would this kind of routine look like for you? And then go down and, like I did in this video, estimate how long that's going to take you, because I think you can quickly understand and see how something could take you 3 hours to get through the whole routine, or you could condense it to about 30 minutes. Hit like if this video helped you out. And also, I have a freebie for you below where I dig into a little bit more how to create a day batching system so you can have one big thing that you're focusing on each day in your creative small business. That's down below and you can find the link to grab it there. Now you know what I do in the evenings, but if you want to hear about a couple of other weekly routines that I depend on and absolutely love, then be sure to watch this video I have teed up for you next. Thanks always for watching.